So hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to learn about a different kind of for loop known as a for each loop. Now a for each loop is used to loop through every elements in an array. Okay, so let us declare an array of numbers. That means we can say integer array. So int numbers equal to I'll be saying my array will be containing 6 elements. Okay, and in order to loop through every elements in an array, I can use something called a for loop. So for int I equals 1, I less than equal to numbers dot length and I plus plus, and I'll be saying system dot out dot print, or you can say print ln I. And if I would run this program, you can see in my console every element is printed out over here. Okay, so instead of using a for loop to loop through every elements in an array, we'll be using something known as a for each loop. So a for each loop is like for every integer I in numbers, okay, or you can say inside numbers, system dot out dot print ln I. Okay, so this is how we can declare, or you can say this is the syntax of a for each loop in Java. All right, so you can see over here there are 6 elements that are printed to my console. Okay, so this for each loop says that for every integer I in numbers, that is the name of the array. Okay, so for every integer I, that means for every elements present inside the array, system dot out dot println I, and after that every element that are present inside my array is printed out to my console. Okay, so this is how we can use a for each loop to loop through every elements in an array. So I have like another example how to work with for each loop. All right, so I'll be declaring a string array of names is equals new string, and I'll be giving a size of the array as 5, and further I'll be saying scanner sc is equals new scanner system dot in. Okay, and I'll be saying I'll be using a for loop. So for int I is equals 0, I less than equal to names dot length and I plus plus. Okay, and I'll be saying system dot print input. Okay, and I'll be saying string input equals sc dot next line, and last I'll be saying names of I equals input. All right, so I'll be taking the input as a string from the user. All right, so I'll be giving 5 names to my program. Okay, and by using a for each loop, we'll be printing every name to our console. So I'll be using a for each loop like this. So for string n, so for every string n in names, system dot out dot print ln n. Okay, so let us say that system dot out dot print n like this. Okay, so if I would run this program, so in my console you can see, so there is a prompt saying input. So I'll be like giving 5 names over here. I'll be saying Somesh, I'll be saying Frank, I'll be saying Bill, Joe, and William. Okay, all right, and I'll be also saying Tim. All right, so it's saying exception in thread for each loop index 5 out of bound. All right, so that means we have to say less than names dot length. Okay, so there's an error over here inside my for loop. I'm sorry for that. You can see there's a prompt. I'll be saying Somesh, I'll be saying Frank, I'll be saying Bill, I'll be saying Joe, I'll be saying William. Okay, you can see the names that are printed to my console are Somesh, Frank, Bill, Joe, and William. So we can see that we can use a for loop to ask input, like to ask the user to give 5 names, and later we can use a for each loop to loop through every elements in an array and print it to our console. So here, I'm using a for loop in order to get input from the user. So every input, that is like Somesh, Frank, Bill, Joe and Willem, are stored in an array. Okay, and I'll be using a for each loop. So I'm using a for each loop to loop through every elements of that array and print out every elements to the console window over here. All right, so this is how we can work with for each loop to loop through every elements in an array. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video.